Hello, I'm going to showcase what I have so far. So I'm going to show the brief introduction for it's only me. So hello, my name is Rogelio Lina Rodriguez, and I'm currently making the chatbot app with a fully integrated detection model that solely specializes in bias slash unfair content. And I'm going to show you a quick demo walkthrough of the front end. So if we go here, this is where we're doing all of our stuff. So I'll just do a quick demo. We'll just reload it. So we can say anything, right? You can, like, let's say you just start like a normal conversation, you talk with your chatbot, and then you say something bias. Okay. So let's do an example. Let's say women can't do hard working jobs like construction, for example. Okay. Now we're gonna okay. Oh, you see this? Okay. Now there it is. So the detection model has detected bias. So every time it detects bias, it's going to have a little warning down here saying rephrase for safety. And when you hover over these two icons, the question mark, and then the warning sign, they show two different things with two completely different types of information. And here is the detector scores. So we have the bias and we have neutral. It looks like for the bias we got around 83%. So it did detect the bias very well. And for the icon, the warning shows the original message before it was rephrased. So it's right there, warning, the original before rephrase, and then it tells you why it was rephrased. It was rephrased because for the safety of the user. You can also do the compare and before. So here, this is the before, and this is the after. After shows softened wording applied because the model tells it tells chat to rephrase its wording to accommodate the user's safety and to create a positive environment. Okay, and show a demonstration to complete. So that was the detection model in action that I just showed you, and then I showed you the front end. We can look at the back end. So this is the back end. Not much has changed. I did add some stuff like device, CPU. This just means that if there was a GPU, it would just say GPU. But since this was developed on the CPU, it's going to show CPU. And then we have our hyperparameters. So we have our temperature and we have our threshold. So 0.65, now that's a very important number. So that number is what the model is going to strive for when it's doing its classification detection. So it's going to go for that threshold. I think that's what I've gotten after the input, after we finished training. It said that the most optimal threshold was 0.65, and that's the most optimal value that the detection model will run at. And then the temperature 2.097. I think that the temperature is after the what the model uses. So for detection, and let's see. So I showed you the detection model, chatbot, and then backend. Oh, transparency. I showed you the transparency. The transparency is this. It just shows you the scores. It shows you why your message was changed. It shows you the before and after. And I think, I don't know if you saw this, but it does show a little notification down here that it says that, it's rephrasing. I don't know if you saw it before. Let me try it again. Men cannot cook for their kids. Just let me trigger it again. You see this? You see that? See, so that will always pop up. That basically means that it's being rephrased. So the model is essentially looking at the assistant and the user's wording if there's any bias at all. So over here it says why your message was rephrased. But here's the thing, the AI can make mistakes. So why assistant reply was rephrased. So this means that the original response had bias. So the model told the AI, was like, okay, there was bias, so you have to rephrase your wording now. And that's what it did. And then bias right there, the original. And yeah, that's how. So it also detects the assistant reply and the user's content. And what else do I need to show? I showed the detection model progress. I showed that. Oh, brief look at the backend. So here we have Firestore. So Firestore is we're using Firebase to store the unsafe outputs. So for example, over here we're just essentially just storing unsafe content that the model or user has created during the conversation. So everything is stored here for audit and documentation. And then soon I'm planning to essentially use this new data to retrain the model. So instead of having to go to a database online, it can use this data from Firebase and train itself. So it doesn't have to rely, it can be independent, which is very cool. And then over here we have the artifact registry. So this is where my Docker images are stored, the front end, the model. And then here's the Cloud Run. Here in the Cloud Run, you have the front end. Here's the link. And then, oh god. In the model, you have the detector, and it's right there. And so that's the cloud. And I showed you the Docker, and then I showed you Firebase. I'm going to show you a quick walkthrough of the code. So if we go to the GitHub, so this is where the GitHub is, the repository that I pushed the code. So right now it's just the front end that's pushed. I will make the model accessible because like the model's right here, but it's like hundreds of lines of code in the thousands. So I'll try to get the model code in the GitHub soon. I'll try to get that. But right now the front end code is here. So we can take a look at the front end. If we look at the page, so this is the front end. It's just displaying the messages, the bubbles saying hi. This is the prompt. So this is what it says. The first bubble. And and it plays sounds. You can auto scroll to the latest message, send the message. It does the stream, so it shows, so it appends the first user message, read memorization headers, and decide if we should delay showing the assistant. And then it shows the original text before rephrase. And we also do the stream but buffer until the delay is over, then create the assistant bubble once, and then if it's time to reveal the assistant, we execute that. If else, we update the last assistant bubble as more chunks arrive. And then we have an edge case saying that if very short responses may finish before unblock time. We got the bubbles, we got the UI itself. So that's essentially the front end. And over here we have the back end, the route.js. Now this is handling all of the OpenAI, the secret string, the secret key. I'm still trying to get that implemented. That should be ready soon. And the detector URL, and then the env. So here, this is where I'm storing the keys, the API keys, to make sure everything's same. We have the log safety, we have the run detector, we have the stream text. In the encoder, we're always encoding the messages, and then the post is going to send it to the model API, and then we return. And this is contacting Firebase, so it returns rephrase, source, reason. And yeah, that should be about it for the code wise. So yeah, it should be Good. Yep.